Hi, good morning, good afternoon to all of you who have joined the session today. It's going to be a fun session, and there's a reason why I'm taking this particular session. I'm not here to tell you that junk food is bad. I'm not here to tell you that you shouldn't have sugar and you shouldn't have junk food. We're going to change how we think about food, and we're going to learn today how to read nutritional labels so that you can make your own decision with your mom and your dad about what kind of foods are good for you and which foods may not be too good for you. Now, number one, you can put your answers in the group. Why do you think food is so important for us? Why do you think it's so important? Why do you think you hear your mom and dad telling you to be healthy all the time? You see in schools, your teachers, everyone's telling you to be healthy. Yes, it helps you to grow. And a lot of people say, I love junk food. It tastes so good. And it tastes good. I love junk food too. It tastes so good. There's a problem with that. They make it taste good so that we buy more and more and more of it, right? How many of you can open a bag of chips and just have 2 chips and stop eating? Can any of you do that? Or will you struggle and finish the bag of chips? Why? I do that too. I say I'm going to have just 3 chips, but I finish the whole bag and sometimes the second bag because it's addictive. The salt, the sugar, the fats, the taste that they put in, it makes you want to eat chips more and more. The same thing with chocolate, the same thing with ice cream. But it doesn't mean that all of these foods are bad. Today, we're going to understand why we should look after our health. Your children, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you think your mommy and daddy and your teachers have to constantly tell you to look after your health? Or do you want to take responsibility to look after your health because it's your body, it's your life, you want to grow? In case you have a few problems, you want to get better. You want to be successful. You want to be happy. How many of you feel happy when you're sick? Okay, I used to be happy when I was sick because I didn't have to go to school. But we don't feel good when we're sick. Why? Because the human to feel healthy. So whenever we're sick, we feel low, we feel sad, we feel less energy and all of that stuff. So we want to own responsibility for our health today. We don't need our parents to go on telling us what to do and what not to do because we are responsible for our bodies, for our health. And whatever you want to do in life today, what are some of the things you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be when you grow up? Some people want to be football players. Some people want to be singers. Some people want to be doctors. Some people want to be engineers. Some people want to be painters. Here we have a tennis player. What do you think you need? What do you think you need to make your dreams come true? While you get education, your parents give you a great education. Someone wants to be a pilot. While you have education, you have knowledge. What do you need to be successful in life? You need your health. Do you think you can be a tennis player if you don't have great health? Do you think you can be a pilot if you don't have great health? I have so many pilots today who come to me and they can no longer fly because the airline has told them, get healthy, and only then can you fly the plane. Because pilots have to be healthy. They have a responsibility of flying an entire plane of people. You want to be an athlete, whoever you want to be in life, no matter how big or small it is. Someone may just say, I want to be happy. That's all. That's cool, but you need to have your health to feel happy. So that is why we take responsibility, all of us. I didn't like it when my mom and dad had to tell me, don't do this, don't do that, all of that stuff. We don't like that. But they'll stop doing that if we take responsibility for our health. And it doesn't have to be difficult. Good health is not about having no sugar at all, having no junk at all. That's not good health. Good health is about knowing what is good for you and what is bad for you. And what is bad for you, if you're doing too much of it, it's going to get worse for you. And the good things that you should be doing, if you do more of it, it's good for you. If you do less of the good things, it's getting worse for you. Life is about balance. The healthiest and happiest children that I know, the healthiest and happy parents that I know, and adults. I also know some people who are 92 years old and 93 and 94 and 95 and 96 and even 99 years old. I know people who are 100 years old. And do you think they don't have a little bit of junk? They don't have ice creams, they don't have sugar? No, they have everything, but they don't allow the bad stuff to increase in their life. They have discipline. Someone will enjoy a dessert maybe on a Saturday and a Sunday, but during the week they'll be good. Or someone will feel like having a dessert or a naughty cookie, not a bad cookie, but a naughty cookie on a Wednesday, and that's okay. But then on Friday, maybe you don't have it. It's all about balance. And today, we're going to teach you how to make that decision on your own. Number one, how do we think about food? You would hear your mummies and daddies, not all of you, but most of you, or you would hear people saying that sugar makes you fat, junk food causes heart disease, certain foods cause cancer. No, you don't make food an enemy. I may have a packet of Maggi noodles here right now. Now, Maggi noodles, we're going to go through the label. I'm not going to say it's a bad food. I'm going to say it's a food that isn't good for me. So I'm going to have it maybe once in a way or never. But the moment I say Maggi noodles is a bad food and it makes me sick or it makes me put on weight, what happens every time I eat this bad food? I don't feel good because I've labeled it as something which is bad. It is very, very important not to label food as an enemy. Chocolate doesn't make you fat. Chocolate doesn't make you sick. Too much of chocolate every day and the wrong quality of chocolate can eventually make you sick. But that doesn't make chocolate a bad food. Chocolate has a lot of health benefits. We use them for our patients. So you see, the words that you use are very, very important because everything. Let's play a simple game right now. Okay, I'm asking all of you to be sad. Luke is telling you to be sad. Can you be sad just because I told you to be sad? No, you can't. You first have to have a sad thought to make you feel sad. You can't be sad. You have to have a sad thought. Now, if you think of something sad, you'll feel sad. If I tell all of you, be angry, can you be angry? You can't until you have an angry thought. If I ask all of you, be happy, you can't be happy until you have a happy thought. So our thoughts become our feelings. So whenever you're feeling sad in life, what are you thinking? You'll get a clue. Whenever you're feeling happy in life and you don't want that happiness to stop, what are you thinking? That's why you're feeling happy. Think more of those thoughts. So now, if I have a bag of chips, okay, and I say this is a bad, horrible junk food, no one should eat it, it makes you sick and fat. Or I can say, yes, this is processed food. It's processed food. I should have less of it. Or if I'm sick and I'm not supposed to have it, I should avoid it until I'm better. I should have more of the healthier foods and less of the foods that are not good for me. So it is very important to use the right words. So today, when people say, don't eat ice cream, what are you going to say about that? Why? What's wrong with ice cream? There's millions of kids and parents and people who eat ice cream and they're healthy. They have no disease. Everything's fine. And there are some people who have ice cream and immediately they start to feel sad and horrible and guilty. That's because they've termed ice cream as a bad food. Ice cream is bad if you're doing it every day. If you're overeating, a salad is bad for you if you overeat it. Even the healthy foods are bad for you if you overeat it. I have a tangerine. This is healthy. It doesn't mean I should have 2 or 3 at one time. Maybe I'll have half, or maybe I'll have 1. So anything in life, too much is a bad thing. You get too much of sunlight, even though sun is good for you, it could be a bad thing. It comes down to balance. How much does this amazing human body of yours require? Anything in excess will become bad. Tina, if you could put the first slide, please. So I hope all of you have some healthy and unhealthy products with you today, so that while we go through this, you're going to understand exactly how it is. Okay, we're going to learn how to read nutritional labels. What is an example of a nutritional label? When you turn the box over and you have this little chart with numbers, and you have all the ingredients. Okay, I can see I can see that some of you have your foods. That's good. Just hold on to them. We're going to go through it once we learn how to read these particular clues. Okay. Now, when you look at nutritional labels, you may be very confused because there are so many numbers and so many words, but there are only 5 things that if you become good at looking at, it's going to get better for you. We have to just remember 5 things, because sometimes you'll say that, Luke, but this product has so many ingredients. Like, look, this may be small, and that's why ask your mummies and daddies to get you a magnifying glass. It's fun. I got a fun magnifying glass. It's got a little light. Okay, because some products, the ingredients are so small, you can't see them. So you want to take out your magnifying glass and you want to be able to read all these little tricky ingredients that may be bad for your health. And you want to know what you're eating. You want to know what you're putting in your body, because what you put in your body either grows you or makes you sick. So remember that. Anytime you eat something, that food is becoming part of you. It is either growing your health or it is taking your health away. Whatever you eat, don't eat it with fear. But remember, if I'm eating an orange, it's going to help me. There's vitamin C, there are minerals, there's fiber. It's going to help me. It gives my body what I need to grow. If I'm going to take up a piece of junk food that doesn't have any ingredients that can help me to grow, it just gives me a little energy and excitement. It makes me feel good. That's what we want to limit. We want to do less of. You can choose not to eat it at all. So let's move to the next slide and we'll start to learn these 5 clues. So if you can see number 1, yes, you will have access to the video and you will have access to a little document that you can print out and stick up on your fridge so that you don't forget the 5 clues. Now, what we see, clue number 1, do not be fooled by the picture and the advertisement in front. Okay, now look, I got this morning. Okay, it looks like such a fun box. Fruity Loops, it's got this funny looking hornbill, a lot of colors. It looks so good in the supermarket. And like this, you're going to find hundreds and hundreds of different boxes. Okay, the more fancy the front of the box, the more you need to turn the box over and read the labels. Because a lot of companies like to distract us by putting a fancy box. So we say, wow, that looks cool. Can I please buy that? Because you've fallen in love with the box. They don't want you to turn it over and read. They want to distract you. So the more fancy the box, the more you want to turn it over and read the labels. Okay? Now, I went into the supermarket and I got this boring little pretty orange. Okay? No advertisement. It's just an orange. Because what is the ingredient in this orange? Can anyone tell me what's the ingredient in this orange? Orange. It doesn't need a nutritional label. It doesn't need to show me what else it's got. It's just orange. It's a gift from nature. It contains just one ingredient, which has several micronutrients and vitamins. It's only an orange. It doesn't need a fancy picture, right? But everything else needs fancy coverings. Wow, this looks so good. Look at the colors. But the more fancy it is, the first rule is flip it over and read the label. That's the first clue that you got to remember. Okay? Now, I got a packet of almonds. It's not fancy. It looks boring. It looks boring. It's a plain brown paper packet bag. And the only ingredient is almonds. It doesn't have to be a nutritional label. It's almonds because it only has almonds. It's not fancy, as you can see. Now, what's the second clue? When you turn over that box and you start to read the ingredients on the label, the first ingredient on that label is what the product is mainly made up of. So if the first ingredient is sugar, your product has most of it made up of sugar. The second ingredient is the second most ingredient in that product. So if the second ingredient is something like refined flour or oil, that means your product is made up of that. Do you think that's going to be a healthy product for you? If I'm buying a box of cereal, okay, I want cereal. I want whole grains. I want nutrition. But if the ingredient is a mix of flours and then sugar and oil, I'm not getting whole grains. I'm getting a lot of the junk and less of the good stuff. For example, juice. Everyone thinks juice is healthy. Okay, I flipped over the label. You're going to see it. Let's have a look. The first ingredient is water. What do you think the first ingredient of juice should be? Of a mango juice. What do you think the first ingredient should be? It should be mango. It should be mango pulp, mango juice. But the first ingredient is water. The second ingredient is sugar, which means primarily this is far from juice because the first two ingredients don't have anything to do with mango. So by knowing now how to read nutritional labels, we understand that this is not the best to go into our systems. And anything that's not the best, would you like to put it in that amazing body of yours? Would you put diesel in a petrol car? Would you put petrol in a diesel car? Absolutely not. It's the wrong energy. If we put the wrong fuel continuously, that's a problem. We do it once in a way, the body is resilient. The body is intelligent. It knows how to break it down. Now let's go. So always look at the first two ingredients. No, tattoos are not bad for your health, but focus on the class. Keep your attention on the class. Okay. Number two. Yeah. So now the second clue is very, very clear. Read the first two ingredients. No, you don't have to be sorry. I like questions, but I want you to be focused on the class. You can ask questions about tattoos at the end of the class. Okay. So when you flip it over, the first two ingredients. Now I have Maggi noodles. Let's see what we have. We have wheat noodles. But the second ingredient is palm oil. There's a lot of oil in this. And then you have preservatives and thickeners and everything else. You think that's going to be healthy all the time? Absolutely not. Why do I need so much of palm oil in noodles? Now let's move to the third clue. When you read the ingredient labels, you want to look for suspicious words because some ingredient labels will say whole wheat, but 3 ingredients later, you'll have refined flour. You'll have partially hydrogenated fats. That's not healthy for you. You'll find a list of preservatives. 1 or 2 or 3 preservatives are fine, but when there are many preservatives, what does this tell you about the food? That they have to put so many chemicals to keep it from spoiling, so that this food can have an expiry date of 1 year or even 2 years. How long will an orange last once you peel it? A couple of days? And then it starts to spoil because it doesn't have preservatives. But when you look at a carton of orange juice, it can last you for 6 months to a year. Why? Because it's filled with chemicals and preservatives. So you want to be careful of this. You want to look for preservatives, hydrogenated fats. We're going to come to a whole list of that later. That's your third clue. Now, what's our fourth clue? The longer the list, the unhealthier the product. So when you look at a food, there should be a few ingredients. But when you see a long list of ingredients, and half of them you can't even understand the names, they're all chemical names. Do you think that's going to be a good food product that should be getting into your system? Would you eat something that you cannot understand? There are a couple of words that we can Google, we can search, we can ask our professionals what this means, like emulsifiers. All emulsifiers are not unhealthy. Your Nutella tastes good, it's creamy. Your peanut butters are crunchy because they use emulsifiers for that. It doesn't have to be unhealthy. These are okay words, but when you read chemical words that you cannot understand at all, do you think you should be eating stuff that you don't understand? So be careful. The fourth clue is the longer the list of ingredients, the more careful you want to be. The more careful you want to be. So when nature gives you a food product like almonds, the list is almonds. Orange, it's orange. It's all of that. Now let's move to the fifth clue. The fifth clue, look out for words like this: whole grains. And you want to look at fiber. How much fiber per serving do I have in this product? Fiber, any foods that have less than 2 grams of fiber, do not eat that food, because that food is going to make your blood sugar levels spike right up. And that's not a good thing if you keep doing it. We've all heard of the disease of the condition called diabetes. All of us know some people who have diabetes. It's because their blood sugar levels go up and they don't come down. There are many reasons for that. But if your nutritional label on your product has less than 2 grams of fiber, it's not a healthy product for you. It's going to make you feel more hungry. So 2 grams per serving. Always look, we're going to learn how to do that. Let's move to the next slide, please, Tina. So these are 5 clues. Now have a look at this, okay? Orange juice, what should it be made of? Orange juice. So don't be fooled by the front advertising. People will write natural, they'll write different words and you say, wow, it's a natural juice. It's fruit. Fruit is healthy. But fruit juice is actually not healthy for anyone. And I'll tell you why. What happens when you take this orange and you put it in a mixer to make juice out of it? It breaks down all of the fiber. It becomes literally a glass of natural sugar, but it's still sugar. The heat of the mixing process breaks down a lot of the good vitamins and minerals that you have in this. A fruit is meant to eat whole. Now, sometimes there are certain people who are sick, children, adults, old people. They have certain diseases or conditions where they can't eat food. So in those cases, fruit juice made fresh at home can definitely help them. But if you want to make health out of this orange, you want to eat this orange. Because when you chew the orange, you're actually producing better health for your system. And what happens? I can eat 1 orange and I'm full. But to make a glass of orange juice, how many oranges do I need? More than 1. Sometimes more than 2. Sometimes more than 3. So I'm getting so much more sugar, no fiber because it's broken down, and a lot of the nutrients are killed. Now my orange juice doesn't seem to be healthy anymore. So we try not to drink fruit juices. We try to eat fruits, but if you like juices, you can ask your mommy and daddy to make you a vegetable juice. You can do a carrot juice, you can do a beetroot juice. Vegetables are different. You can juice them because they have a lot of fiber and thick fiber. Okay, so number 1, don't get fooled. Look at this beautiful juice. But turn over the labels, you already learned what we got. We have water, we have sugar, we have mango pulp, 9%, guava pulp, 2%, banana puree, 2.5%. That's not even crossed 20%. So there's less than 20% of pulp in this. The rest is all water, sugar, regulators. Why would you add fruit flavor to a fruit juice? Well, this has fruit flavor. Do you think you should add fruit flavor to a fruit juice? No, right? If you're using natural fruit, you don't need it. And then you have all of your tastes and everything else. So this is not juice. If I peel this orange and I eat it, do I need to add more flavor to this orange? No, I'm just going to eat it. If you're lucky, it's going to be a sweet orange. Sometimes if you're unlucky, it may be a little bit bitter or sour. And if it's not spoiled, you can still eat it. All right? Now, cereal. Okay, when you go into the supermarket with your mom and dad, which is the fanciest shelf in the supermarket? The one that has all the cereals. Okay, and you will see cereals are on a lower level so children can reach them because they want children to see it and hold it and get excited and buy it. But now you want to read the labels. Flip the box over. You have a whole nutritional chart. Let's see what we have in these Fruit Loops. I used to love Fruit Loops, but I stopped eating them because of all the artificial colors, the purples, the yellows, the blues, which are not good for our health. So now this is supposed to be a healthy cereal. We got multi-grain flour, okay, not bad. We got wheat flour, we got oats, but then they've also put refined wheat flour, which is refined white flour. Why would they do that? They've already started off with whole grains, which is good for you. But then they've added refined wheat flour, which is refined white flour. Is refined white flour good for our health? Absolutely not. So why are they adding bad flour to a product that they're saying has good flour in. And then you got sugar, you got salt, that's fine. You got about 4 or 5 different colors, you have vegetable extracts, and then you have hidden sugars. There are hidden sugars. Why does this product need so much of sugar? So now I go to the nutritional chart. And if you have products with you, I want you, yes, refined white flour and maida is exactly the same thing. Okay, now read the label. Okay, I'm going to go straight and look at the amount of fiber in this product. So I got some fats in this product. I got protein, which is good. I got sodium. I got vitamin C. I got vitamin B. I got folic acid. All of these things are fine. So now this particular product has not even listed fiber. Should you buy it? Should you buy a product that doesn't tell you how much of fiber is in it? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. There is no fiber listed in this particular product. So is this healthy, or is this something that you may want to have just once in a way? Sodium is good, but too much of sodium is bad. We eat salt. The human body requires salt. Okay, let's move to the next slide. All right, so this is how a nutritional label will look, where you can look, is there protein, is there fiber? Over here, we have dietary fiber. So this little chart is where you look for the fiber and ingredients. Now tell me, how many of you like peanut butter? And what do you think peanut butter should contain? Anyone, put your answers in the group. What do you think peanut butter should contain? Peanuts, yes. Peanuts and a little bit of rock salt for taste. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. Now, I picked up some peanut butter this morning. All right, let's have a look at what this contains. Peanut butter, creamy. Look at this beautiful picture. Makes you want to eat it right now. What do we have in this? We have roasted peanuts as the first ingredient. Then we have sugar. Do you need sugar in peanut butter? Then we have hydrogenated vegetable oil. 2 kinds of oil, rapeseed oil and palm oil. Do you need oil in peanut butter? Because what happens when you grind peanuts? Peanut oil automatically comes out of the peanuts. So you do not have to add oil to peanut butter. But over here, besides peanuts, you got sugar, you got hydrogenated vegetable oil, which is not good for your heart. 2 kinds of them. Why do you need 2 kinds of oil? And then you have salt. So do you think this peanut butter is healthy for you? Or can you buy a peanut butter which just has 2 ingredients, peanuts and salt? That's healthy for you. Because when you grind the peanuts at home, oil comes out of the peanuts itself. So you don't have to add more oil. So you want to be careful of that. Now, cookies. I love cookies. Maybe you like cookies too, but I will read the label. If my cookies are made out of sugar, the first ingredient, and then refined flour and refined oils and hidden sugars, what's going to happen? That's not a healthy cookie. But I can get cookies which are made out of whole wheat flour. Or if we're gluten intolerant and we can't have wheat, I can have it made out of different grains like oats. I can have oat cookies. I can have coconut flour cookies, which are sweetened with jaggery or sweetened with raw honey or different natural sugars, what we're going to talk about. But you'll only know when you turn the package over and read the label. Let's move to the next one. The longer the ingredient list, the more careful you want to be. Now I'm looking at this, Maggi noodles, healthy vegetable atta. Okay, they show you all these little green peas and vegetables. You think it's good, but look how long the list is. And it's so small, you can't read it. You need a magnifying glass. Noodles should have noodles. And the tastemaker will have all the spices and whatever else is in it. But why does it have such a long list? You want to read it when the list is long. And I can't even understand half the words on this list. I'm not going to put something in my system that I don't understand. So Maggi noodles, I'm going to have it when I feel like, but very, very rarely. It can't become my everyday food. It can't become my every week food. Maybe I'll have it once in a month. Maybe I'll have it once in 3 months. But it is not going to be a food that forms my main diet. because it's not good for my body. Let's move to the next one. So don't get confused with this, okay? I want you to turn over the products that you have, the unhealthy products. And I want you to see that little chart. I want you to see that little chart. Where can you see fiber? All right. Where can you see fiber on that little chart? Where can you see protein? Where can you see carbs? That's your nutritional label. Now, below that label, you have a list of foods. Those are your ingredients. I want you to look at the first ingredient of your product and the second ingredient of your product and tell me, do you think that product should be something that you eat every single day, even though it's so tasty? Salt, exactly. That means most of your product is made out of salt. So the idea of learning labels is to give you the power not to be fooled, not to be fooled. Okay, now let's understand, okay, why does most of the junk food that we like taste so good? I also picked up a bag of nachos today. Nachos, creamy cheese. I opened this bag. There's no way I'm stopping until I finish. There's no way. Because the taste of the first bite is going to excite my brain. We have a brain, right? When you touch something that feels good, why do you feel good? Why do you feel good? When you're walking on the beach, if you like the beach and there's sand between your feet or toes, it feels warm. You feel good. Because our brain helps us to feel good. With smell, if you smell something nice, you can feel awesome. You smell something stinky, you're like, yuck, I don't like that. A smell can help your brain to produce certain chemicals that make us feel good or bad. So now, 3 ingredients that the food companies love to put into their food so that we eat more, we get addicted, and we want more and more of it. What do you think those 3 ingredients are? Number 1, sugar. Number 2, salt. And number 3, different kinds of oils. How many of you like deep fried food? Like once in a way you have something which is deep fried and it tastes so good. Yeah, me too. Why? Because it tastes good. Anything that you deep fry will taste good because of the amount of oil that is used. And then to that deep fried food, you add a little bit of salt. It tastes even better. And most of your junk food that you have in your burger restaurants, fast food, they also add sugar in the deep fried food. So now you've got 3 ingredients that will get your brain addicted to it. And that's why you remember it. Not many of us will remember the orange we ate 1 month ago, but we remember the bag of chips or the burger or the samosa or the cookies or the ice cream. We remember that. Why? Because of the salt, the sugar, and the different kinds of fats. So you have to understand, all of us, we are consumers. People want to sell us food. And when you sell food, you want people to buy more and more and more of it. How do I get you to buy more and more of these chips? By making it look good and by making it taste fantastic. So you remember it, and every time it's a problem. Advertisement. I like that you brought that up. Do you think most of your superheroes, your cricket players, your football players who do advertisements for aerated drinks or chips, or your actors and actresses who do all these ads for unhealthy food, do you think they eat it? Do you think they eat it? Most of them don't. They just get paid for it. They get paid for it. So you see your favorite football player eating a packet of chips. And now you think, oh, he's a football player. He has such a great body. He's so famous. He eats chips. That means chips are good for me. That's how they try to fool you. That's how they try to fool you. Or you see your favorite actor talking about, what are these? Gym jams. And you remember them in a movie. They were heroes. They look so nice. And you think that they eat this. So you think it's okay for you. That's just advertising to try to fool you to eat stuff. So people get paid a lot of money to advertise bad stuff. So I have a lot of companies who come and say, Luke, We'll pay you so much of money. We'll give you a brand new car. But can you click a picture with a bag of chips? Can you click a picture with a bag of cereal? Because they know that since Luke teaches nutrition, if he does that, everyone will say, oh, Luke's eating it. It's healthy. Let's eat it too. But we don't do that because all of us deserve the truth if it involves our health. Children, look around you today. How many of you know people in your own families or your friends' families who are sick, who are suffering from some diseases? Almost every child knows someone who has diabetes, someone who has cancer, someone who has some other issue. Is this the way human life has to be? No, we're meant to be healthier. But a lot of us are being fooled. We're being sold healthy food, which is actually unhealthy. So how do we know? Today, all of us know because we have 5 clues now that we can use. Now, let's go to the final part of this. Let's go to the next slide, please, Tina. Sugars. Now, because all of the food manufacturers have become very, very smart, they've become very smart. They know that everyone knows sugar's bad because schools are telling children, teachers, parents, everyone is saying sugar's bad. So they've started using different names for sugar. There are over 50 to 60 different names of sugar that they now remove the word sugar and they're allowed to put these names. But now you got to be smart to remember all of these. You don't have to remember. I don't remember 60 of them, but the more you read them, you suddenly pick up a product and you say, hey, Luke, there's no sugar in this. But it's only got corn syrup. Corn is healthy. No, corn syrup is sugar. High corn fructose syrup is the worst sugar. Any product that has high corn fructose syrup is a product that you really don't want to eat. Why? Because your body doesn't know how to break it down. That's a problem. If your body doesn't know how to break it down, where is it storing it? What is it doing with it? It's staying stuck in your body. Do you want to keep bad stuff in your body? No. How many of you wake up in the morning and poop? Why do you poop? You don't want to keep all that poop in your body throughout the day. How many of you like poop and then you pick up your poop and you say, hey, wow, this looks good, this smells good? No, it's yuck. It's waste. You want to pass it out of your system. You don't want to keep poop in your body. You don't want to keep waste in your body. If someone comes into your bedroom and keeps some poop over there, what's the first thing you want to do? You want to get it out of your bedroom because it's toxic. It's waste. It's not meant to be there. So when we put certain food items in our body that the body doesn't know what to do, it stays there. And that's what starts problems in us. We start getting pimples and acne and rashes on our skin. Sometimes we get tummy pains. Sometimes our hair starts to fall. And as we grow bigger and bigger, we can get conditions that involve our hormones and diabetes and heart problems and everything else. So today we're all equipped and empowered to take responsibility for our own health. Because it's only you who should be caring about this amazing body. You can't expect other people to look after your health. You got to do that. You got to do that yourself. Now let's have a look at these hidden names for sugar. Agave nectar. Wow, it sounds so healthy. It's sugar. Barbados sugar. Wow, it sounds like this is some sugar that's come from the Jamaican islands. Sounds healthy. No. Barley malt. Beet sugar. You would think this comes from beetroots, but it is nothing but sugar. Brown sugar. Sugar again, buttered syrup, cane juice. You think, oh, wow, sugar cane, it's healthy. Cane juice is nothing but sugar. All of castor sugar, coconut palm sugar, coconut sugar, all of these, corn syrups, date sugar, demerara sugar. Just go through this list. I'm sending it all to you. Put it up in your bedrooms, in your kitchen, and all of that is fine. Jaggery is completely different. All these sugars are refined sugars. Jaggery is whole. When you buy jaggery, it's chemical-free. You got to look at it. Is it chemical-free jaggery? And the only ingredient should be jaggery. But of course, if someone is diabetic, even jaggery can be bad for them because it behaves like sugar, but it is not processed. All the hidden names of sugar that you see here are processed and refined sugars. Glucose, golden syrup, sounds so good. Look at number 35. That is what I want y'all to know by heart. High corn fructose syrup or high fructose corn syrup. If any of your products have that, someone put up Hershey's chocolate syrup. I love it. Hershey's peanut butters. I love it, but I've stopped eating it with disgust the moment I saw high corn fructose syrup on it. Now I can make my own Hershey syrup at home. You can get your mommy and daddy to make it for you. with real chocolate. You can melt it. I want each of you as an experiment to go and try to make your own Hershey's chocolate syrup using real chocolate. You can do that. You can use it. You can make it with honey. You can make it with different sugars. You can make your own Nutella at home. Nutella has far from nuts. Nutella should have hair oils and emulsifiers and sugar and poor quality chocolate. You see, chocolate isn't bad for us. If you're eating chocolate, eat great quality chocolate and don't overdo it. So that's high corn fructose syrup. Let's move to the next slide, please, Tina. Yeah, so honey. Now, raw honey is great. When you buy a bottle of honey, you want to see raw, the word raw. If it's processed honey, it's become sugar. Okay, and then you see maltodextrin. Look at number 40. Maltodextrin is found in cereal boxes. Even though they've added sugar, they've also added maltodextrin and point number 38, which is invert sugar. Why do you need 3 kinds of sugars? Why do you need that? Let's have a look at this bag of chips, which I was planning to eat today, but I'm not going to do that right now. And here's why. I got corn, I got palmolene oil refined, I got cream powders, I got dehydrated vegetables, I got sugar, and I got maltodextrin, which is another kind of sugar. And I got a hydrolyzed vegetable protein. That sounds great. Vegetable and protein. That sounds great. But it's got MSG in. Over and above the salt, it has also got MSG and it has also got corn syrup. Now, would I eat this? Would I eat this? Maybe once in 3 or 4 months. I'm not going to be eating this today because I don't want to put different kinds of oils and sugars. I just want a bag of chips. So these are all the tricky sugar clues that you can look for. Now, you don't have to become extreme, and look at every product and say, no, no, no. My point is today, if you are buying a bag of chips, eat it. I'm not stopping you from eating it, but I want you to first read the label so that you know what you're eating. And because you know what you're eating, you'll probably enjoy this. And instead of doing it every day, maybe you do it once now in 10 days because you know it's not good for you. You see, knowledge is power. Everything that you learn in school, from your parents, what life teaches you, knowledge is power only if you use it. Only if you use it. Knowledge is power. Otherwise, knowledge is just knowledge. So now when you buy all of your breads, read the label. If it's a whole wheat bread, there should be whole wheat. There shouldn't be refined wheat flour in it. Now, all the children out there, sometimes you understand that you may have an allergy. You may have an allergy to milk. You may have an allergy to gluten or to certain colors. And that's why you turning over the product and reading the label will help you decide whether this product is going to make me feel better or it's going to make me feel worse. That's how important it is. Now that you know how to read labels, in the chat box, why don't you list out, or if anyone wants to raise their hand and come on video, and you want to tell me which healthy product you have and which unhealthy product you have and why it's unhealthy. Raise your hands, don't feel shy. I showed you all my unhealthy products. The healthy products I have today is a tangerine and a bag of almonds. The rest of it isn't really good. I may have it once in a way. That's it. Okay, good. So we got a hide and seek and a banana. So what do you think about a hide and seek now that you know to read a label? Tell me about a hide and seek. Do you think it's something that can add a lot of value to your body? It has inverted sugar. Good one. Now they could have just put sugar, but it's got inverted sugar, and I can bet it also has sugar. No nutrition. Absolutely right. No nutrition. So now, does anyone want to raise their hands and come on video? Don't be shy. And remember, don't label the food as this food will make me sick. Okay? This food is a food that I know I shouldn't eat too often. Be very, very careful with the words that you use. Right. All right.
Sir, actually, I have a doubt that sugar do make cancer also.
Cause cancer. But too much of sugar lowers your immune system. And because you have a low immune system, you can get any disease, not just cancer. Sugar causes inflammation in the body. How many of you have noticed that when you have junk food, while you're eating it, you feel really good? For 10 minutes or 20 minutes, your energy levels are also high because we know that sugar raises your blood sugar levels and that gives you energy. But after 20 to 30 minutes, you feel hungry again and you don't feel a lot of energy. Why? What does the body need for energy? Nutrients, vitamins, minerals. So if I eat this orange right now, it's going to give me energy for the next 2 to 3 hours. If I eat this bag of chips right now, it's going to give me energy for maybe 30 minutes. That's it. And then my body has to clean out all of the junk and all of the chemicals and everything else. So as each of you all grow up, you will try different junk foods. You will sometimes get fooled with the advertisements and all your friends are eating it and you think because everyone's doing it, you should do it as well. No. If everyone does bad things, would you do that too? No. If everyone's doing good things, should you do that? Absolutely yes. But as you grow up, you have to understand that you are responsible for your health. So while everyone can be your friends, you don't have to do all the bad things that other people do. Yes.
I just have one question.
Go ahead.
What is carbohydrate?
Carbohydrates?
What is carbohydrate?
Can you put it carbohydrates? Okay, fine. Okay. So carbohydrates, this is a macronutrient that breaks down into energy. So for example, in orange, it's a carbohydrate. It's a simple carb. It's a good carb. It'll give me energy. Now, if I have this bag of chips, it contains potato. Potato isn't bad. It isn't bad. It's a starchy carbohydrate that will also give me energy. But it's also got so many other ingredients that may not be the best for you. Rice is a carbohydrate. There are good carbohydrates and bad carbohydrates. So your whole flours are good carbohydrates. When you mix your dal, your lentils with rice that your mommy and daddy feed you, when there's a combination of that, that's complete. But if you're eating plain rice, that's not a good thing. You're just putting a plain carbohydrate in your system. Now, your complex carbohydrates are your healthiest. What are some examples of complex carbohydrates? Your vegetables that you eat. You know, your carrots, your beetroots, your spinach, all of these are complex carbohydrates. And complex carbohydrates are very good for your health. They don't cause your blood sugar levels to go up. You get nutrients, you get energy, you get all of the goodness from complex carbohydrates. So carbohydrates are not bad. There are good fats and bad fats. Your bad fats are all of your refined oils and mixing 5 different oils in one package of food. Your good oils and your good fats come from your cold pressed oils, or it comes from almonds and nuts. All of the nuts that you eat are good fats. They're fats that your body needs to help you grow. Beautiful hair, beautiful skin, a strong body, helps you with your hormones that will move you from a little girl or a little boy to a big girl and a big boy. You need good fats for all of that.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
In my Maggie packet, I saw that something called a humectant was 5.9%. So what is that?
So those are all chemicals. Those are all chemicals added. You don't need that. Does your mommy use that ingredient when she's cooking any food at home?
No.
Exactly, right? So you'll find all of these ingredients which we don't keep in our kitchens in packaged foods. And that's why now you know how to read them. So now you know that, why am I eating something that I don't even understand? Once in a way, it's fine. But if it's becoming every day or every week, you know that. And sometimes when your mommy and daddy tells you like, no, that's why I have it only once a week. You know why? Because even adults are addicted to all of these things. And if adults can get addicted, imagine children. Children will get more addicted to it. That's why it's more difficult for a child to break an addiction of junk food. But we got to slowly do it because it's not making us healthy. Each and every one of us today, we want to be something in life. We want to be someone in life. Okay? For that, we need great health.
Sir,
For great health, you need to eat the right foods. You need to exercise. You need to sleep well at night, and you've got to learn to be happy. Even though sometimes there may not be happy things in your life, you have to learn how to look for all the happiness that you have in your life. All of these things together make us extremely healthy. Okay, so for all the parents asking questions, I think this is for kids. Y'all can connect separately on that. This is a kids session, so I'm not going to be answering any personal questions on that.
My peanut butter only has roasted peanuts. The peanut butter I eat.
So do you think it's a good one?
Yep.
Absolutely, because you know now how to read labels, right? Do you think your peanut butter is better than my peanut butter?
Yes.
Absolutely, because I don't have peanuts alone in this. I have 2 kinds of oils and a lot of sugar and everything else. So it's good to see, kids, it's good to see that all of you have understood this now. But remember, practice is everything. For the little boy over there who wants to become a tennis player, what's going to make you the best tennis player? Only practice. For everyone else who wants to be something in life, practice always works. So now go to your kitchen today. Start removing products and turning over the labels and practice reading it. When you go to the supermarkets as well, practice reading the labels, because the more you practice it, the better you're going to become at reading labels. And then you have the power now, you have a superhero power to decide what you should put into your system, what you should keep out of your system, and what you should reduce. What you should reduce. And I'm going to tell you one more thing. Let's say today that you're going to have a bag of chips, or you're going to have a chocolate, or you're going to have a bowl of ice cream. If you are making that choice to eat it, do it with happiness. Don't do it with fear that, oh no, I'm eating a bag of chips, it's bad for me. If you have so much of fear, don't eat it. If you're eating it, eat it with happiness, knowing that I'm doing it today, but I'm also eating healthy food, I'm exercising, I'm sleeping well at night, and I'm happy. These are the 4 ingredients that go into great health. So we're going to end the session. I'm going to take one last question, please, before we end the session. So whoever wants to ask.
What's a cornmeal?
So cornmeal is basically flour that is made out of corn, and you can use it to make your rotis. You can use it to make cereals. So cornmeal is not unhealthy. It's absolutely fine to have.
Sir,
I have cornmeal in my cornflakes.
Yeah, but what else do you have? Is it only cornmeal, or there are other ingredients? Look for the other ingredients as well.
Sir?
Yes.
Can we, like you said that deep fried foods are not like great for our health, but like I've seen air fryers at like appliances stores, so is that better?
See, deep fried food is not entirely bad. Every day if you're having deep fried food, it's bad. If your mommy and daddy are using the wrong oils for deep frying, if they're using refined oils, the word refined means processed, bad. But if they're using pure ghee or they're using a cold pressed oil, then it's absolutely fine. If you're having deep fried food in restaurants or fast food restaurants, it is really bad because they're using the same oil to fry so many people's food. So it's getting more and more processed. So it's not a bad thing, it is the quality. Now coming to an air fryer, air fryers are okay if you use the right oil. A lot of people use an air fryer with olive oil. Now that's a bad thing because an air fryer heats the temperature very, very high. And olive oil has a very low smoke point. So now that oil is going to become toxic for you. So you want to use the right oils. So we're going to end the session. Whatever questions you have, you can put it in the group. I'm just going to go over the 5 clues. Does anyone want to tell me the first clue? Let's go one by one. Who wants to tell us the first clue before we end this class? What's the first clue for reading a nutritional label? Anyone?
Magnifying glass?
No.
You can ask your mommy and daddy to get you a magnifying glass. That's fine. To find the clues, so yes, you need a magnifying glass. The first rule is do not let the front of the box fool you. The more fancy the front of the box.
Look at the back of the box.
Yes.
Or the side.
And the
Absolutely.
more ingredients it has, the more unhealthy it is.
Very good. Very good. What are the other clues?
Food is made out of the first ingredient of the label.
Very good. The first and the second.
There are different types of sugars.
Very good. So be smart to find the different kinds of sugars that they're trying to fool you with. What about fiber? How much of fiber should be there
More
per
than
serving?
More than 2%.
More than 2 grams.
More than 2 grams.
2 grams.
More than 2 grams per serving. Okay, next time I'll do a class teaching you how to break down serving sizes, but that's okay right now. Just look for 2 grams. Okay.
I have a doubt. One
Last one. Go for
Sir,
it.
in my Maggi packet, I have the last ingredient is something called mineral ferric pyrophosphate. So what does that mean?
Okay, so those are minerals, and that's fine. Now, this is a very good point that you brought up. We spoke about the first 2 ingredients being the most. The last 2 ingredients are the least. Remember that. Should actually be up because minerals are good for us, right? But it's actually the least in this Maggi noodle. So that's a very good observation. So the first 2 ingredients are the most, and the last 2 ingredients are the least. Remember that, okay?
Sir, actually I brought when I just see it at the butter cookies label, it was showing carbohydrates, sugars, proteins, total fat, trans fatty acids, not more than, and like saturated fatty acids not more than, monounsaturated fatty acids, poly and this unsaturated fatty acids, energy.
Okay, so that is your nutritional chart. Now, what are the ingredients? Look below that. Can you see a list of ingredients?
Yes, sir. Ingredients is
What's the first
like
ingredient?
refined.
So do you think this is a healthy cookie for you?
And yeah, but no, sir, I don't think this is a healthy because it's showing maida and refined.
Yeah, as the first ingredient. So it's not the best cookie that you would choose, right? You would do this maybe once in a way. That's how it is. Okay, children, we have to go now. Okay, what I'm going to do for y'all is send y'all the video and send y'all a simple printout. Ask your mummies and daddies to print it out for you so that you can put it in the kitchen. So you can keep remembering the different kinds of sugars and you always have the 5 clues. Okay, the first exercise, I'm going to do many other sessions with y'all. The first thing is just know 5 clues. That's it. Practice, 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 practice. And I'll see you for the next class very soon. Have a great weekend, everyone. Okay, and I'll talk to you all soon. Thank you.